There's the bell, main event of night 2. Leonard F. Chakarson still being joined by Scott Jagged Parker.
And the look in the eyes of both of these men tells it all.
Eddie Kingston, the current and reigning defending grand champion, making his 7th defense, taking on 2011 Chikara Young Lions Cup holder in Tadasuke. He won that distinction in this very building, left, took it to Japan, and did not return until now. So without 1 year, Chikara was without one of its trophies, if you will, the Young Lions Cup Championship. That has got to be Tadasuke's goal here today, is to defeat Eddie Kingston and take the Grand Championship with him back to Osaka Pro.
Oh, absolutely. If he did it once before, he's obviously going to do it again. And I'm going to put it out there. This man is a great challenge to our champion, Eddie Kingston.
There's a man that Eddie Kingston knows very well. When Eddie Kingston made his first tour of Japan in the Osaka Pro promotion, these two men teamed together, became friends, if you will, and this is a match that Eddie Kingston has been asking for months and months and months. This was before Eddie Kingston was the grand champion. He was still competing in the 12 Large Summit. Now that he's the grand champion, his wish has come true. He gets his match with Tadasuke, but it could be a nightmare if he is not victorious here in the main event of night 2 of King of Trios.
Absolutely, it could be a nightmare for him, but the thing about Eddie Kingston, which makes him a fantastic champion, is simply the fact that he always wants competition. The man craves competition. He wants people to push him to the limit. And if someone does come out the better man tonight, if Tadasuke does pull the win off, you know that Eddie Kingston will, in fact, begrudgingly take his hat off to the man.
He certainly will, and the list of people that Eddie Kingston has defeated as grand champion reads like a who's who in wrestling. You're talking Brody Lee, you're talking Kevin Steen, you're talking Jigsaw, you're talking Dasher Hatfield, you're talking Sarah Del Rey. Will Tadasuke just become another name, another notch on this belt, or will he be the second ever grand champion of Chikara?
It's in the balance right here, right now. Night 2 of King of Trios, and you also have to mention the man that he did defeat for the Grand Championship, Mr. Mike Quackenbush.
Yes, indeed. I'm sure Mike Quackenbush looking to maybe get back into the hunt for the Grand Championship. He's got a lot on his plate these days, whether it be with Gakito or some disagreements he's having with some of his longtime partners, but right now, a bit of a feeling out process between these two competitors.
Very much so. At this point in a match, you definitely don't want to try and go for too much. You don't want to overextend yourself, because if you're trying to see, this is exactly what you want to do. You want to hold control over your opponent, because if you go for too much, you could get caught with one shot. And you know what? In professional wrestling, that all it takes is one shot, and you're either knocked out, you're submitted, or your shoulders are pinned to the mat, and the match is over.
Both these men have a very similar repertoire, and Jagged, you are correct. All it takes is one mistake. All it takes is one shot, whether it be a back fist, whether it be the sliding D, and it could be over just that quickly. And earlier you said the look in both these men's eyes. I tried to get some words with Eddie Kingston before this match earlier, and he had a look in his eyes that said everything. He did not say a single word to me when I asked him about this match.
He was just sitting in the back, in his corner, head down, towel over his head, and you could tell he was just mentally preparing himself for this match. You know that Eddie Kingston knows that this is a challenge, and the man is definitely not afraid of that. You know he's welcoming it, but he's taking this very seriously.
Both men working out some kinks in the arms after that back and forth exchange there. Neither man having any real distinct advantage. Now Kingston goes the leg, takes Tadasuke down, now tries to roll him over, maybe looking for a pin here.
And again, one of those pins, it's not necessarily going to win you the match, but as I alluded to earlier, these are the type of things that wear your opponent down, and it's also a mental game. You want to let your opponent know that you are in control of him, and pinning him to the mat is something that subliminally lets you know that this person is in control.
Kingston now with the forearm right across the jawbone of Tadasuke. Referee Kigo there to check.
Yoshino's right in there. He's making sure that this is not a choke. He's at the right level to view both forearms of Eddie Kingston, which are across the carotid artery, but not a choke. See there? A sign of respect there from the King.
That's right. Eddie Kingston, one of the more respectful competitors in Chikara. I know a lot of people may not think it. You know, Yonkers, New York, he's got a bit of a brash attitude. But it's one thing that Eddie Kingston brings to not only Chikara, but being the very first grand champion, is respect for everything about wrestling in and out of the ring.
And since gaining the grand championship at High Noon, he has only exponentially gotten better since he holds that title.
Now Tadasuke whips Kingston in. These two bulls just collide at the center of the ring, almost like a mirror image of each other.
Come on!
Tadasuke begging for it, saying, come on.
Ooh, there it is.
And Kingston back to the side headlock, and you see Tadasuke. Kingston does have the experience on Tadasuke, but Tadasuke very wise to keep his shoulders off the canvas and keep fighting. Look at that, going to the eyes. Something, you know, sometimes a shortcut is a way to get out of a hold.
Sometimes you gotta take every little inch you can, especially when you're in a fight. You know, that's the thing is, it is a professional wrestler, but you are in a fight, and sometimes that's just the little things that you have to do.
I try to keep the jokes out of the main events, out of the title matches. But when in a position like that, I always wonder why a wrestler doesn't tickle his opponent to get out of that hold.
Because I'll tell you why. Not everybody's ticklish. I've tried it. Not everybody's ticklish. Ooh.
Oh! And folks, what you just saw there is the beginning of a deadly exchange for one of these two men. Kingston not want to keep trading chops with Tadasuke, goes to the midsection, turns into a swinging neck breaker.
And this is, like I said earlier, this is how Kingston just keeps getting better. See, that was smart wrestling there by Eddie Kingston. He knows that he could strike, but he also knows that Tadasuke can strike as well. And you don't want to get in a strike exchange with somebody that can hurt you as much as you can hurt them.
That's a great point. I've seen many Eddie Kingston matches over the last 7+ years that I've been here behind this desk, and 2-3 years ago, in a situation like that, Eddie Kingston would still be standing up, trading chops, and that was not the smart thing to do. Very good point there. You need to be on here more often.
I'd like to be. They'll put in my contract.
Kingston now, like a bullet, lands on his feet. Look at the agility of Kingston. Takes out Tadasuke in the front row.
And that's not something you would expect somebody of first of all, Eddie Kingston's fight style and his demeanor. But the thing is, and you know what I mean, he's not flying over the top, and it's not a finesse move. All he's doing is literally just hurling his body through the ropes with momentum to knock the person down and hopefully land a shot around the head area and possibly knock the man loopy.
You watch a lot of the competitors that have wrestled here on this show, night 1, and as I'm sure you'll see on night 3, our fans watching this, probably Monday night, Tuesday evening, through Smart Mark Video, our good friends there. What Eddie Kingston does in the ring is not pretty, but it is the most effective style in all of wrestling, in my opinion.
Absolutely. That's the thing with Eddie Kingston. He can beat you in so many ways. He's dangerous in there. He is absolutely dangerous.
You see a lot of competitors, as I was mentioning before, whether it be Mike Quackenbush, the Sendai Girls, Manami Toyota, the way they compete, the way they move in the ring, it's almost like poetry. There's a style to it. And Eddie Kingston is just smash mouth in your face. Oh, and Tadasuke connects with that big knee right to the side of the head of Kingston.
And look at that. That look in Eddie Kingston's eyes right now is not good. He is very woozy right now. Maybe not quite sure what just hit him. But the effects of Kingston's offense are taking its toll on Tadasuke right now, because if he was fresher and if Kingston didn't put so much hurt on him, he would have been in that ring immediately to make that pin, and it could have ended this match and crowned a new grand champion.
Tadasuke now targeting the neck of Eddie Kingston. Series of chops here, completely legal is what he's doing here. Kingston prone on the mat, open hand. But that is very painful, coming down across the back of your head, the back of your neck.
And this is the way, especially the Japanese professional wrestlers, they are training this way. They are very strike heavy, but they're very heavy strike. Their hands, their bodies, the way they train, everything they hit you with hurts extra a little bit more, because this is how they're trained. They're trained how to place their strikes and how to place them effectively.
And you hear Kingston yelling out about his neck, shoving Tadasuke off. Tadasuke now. And you know, Tadasuke, like I said before, he is the 2011 Young Lions Cup holder, a very effective, very competent wrestler. And he needs to be careful not to play Eddie Kingston's game at this point.
So not necessarily a smart tactic for Eddie Kingston to do at that point is to egg the man on to hit you harder, to hit you more, but especially with a striker as Tadasuke.
That is Eddie Kingston's mindset. He does that in every match. He does that a lot of times to get into the head of his opponent, to maybe throw them off his game. But maybe the language barrier isn't going to work and help him here with Tadasuke.
Let me tell you, it doesn't matter what language you talk, your body language speaks through no matter what you can. And right now, Eddie Kingston's body language is telling the man that no matter what you give me, I am not staying down.
And the sign of a champion after the kick out doesn't just lay on the canvas, gets off of his shoulders, tries to put some distance between himself and the challenger. You don't want to just lay there. You mentioned before, Jagged, the pin attempts may not be leading to a victory, but don't just lay there on the canvas after you kick out.
And especially, wake up call right there. Eddie Kingston.
And look at the look on Tadasuke's face after that job. He likes it.
He likes it. Oh. I'm not sure he liked it. Yeah, he liked that one too.
That's a sick individual.
And this is why these two men, and this is why this man has a chance of really dethroning Eddie Kingston, because he loves this kind of competition. Oh!
I can't believe it. Tadasuke's got the better of that exchange with Eddie Kingston.
You don't see that often. As an example, when Eddie Kingston squared off with Jigsaw, they had a quite similar exchange, and Eddie Kingston easily came up top on that one. It's rare that somebody in a strike exchange will get the best of Eddie Kingston.
And you see Kingston still favoring that neck, and obviously Tadasuke, you mentioned before about reading body language there, Jagged, going right to this sleeper, right to this chin lock, continuing to put the pressure on the neck.
He's feeling confident right now, and with reason. He's got the grand champion on the run right now. He's not in full control because Eddie Kingston keeps letting him know that he's still there, but he right now is driving the bus. And he's wearing the man down with a beautifully executed side headlock. Nothing fancy, plain, simple, professional wrestling, taking the wind out of the man.
But listen to these fans here, the Eastern Funflex behind Kingston, back up just that quickly to a vertical base. Series of shots to the midsection, and Tadasuke felt his grip loosening on that headlock and immediately destroyed Eddie Kingston's neck with that elbow smash.
You see, look right now, you see Eddie Kingston is grabbing in his hand, he's hitting his left arm. Because the thing is with that neck work is what it does, it starts cutting off circulation through the rest of your body, starts pinched nerves. And that's why he's working that neck. See, now he's going right back to it, which is smart professional wrestling.
What's Tadasuke have in mind here? If he's going for a pile driver with that injured neck of Kingston, this could spell doom. And we could be looking at the Grand Championship going to Japan, to Osaka Pro, but Kingston connects with that Enziguri.
But the thing is, that Enziguri was effective, but Kingston came right down on the side of that shoulder and his neck. Again, probably re-aggravating that. See, that injury right now is simply not going to go away. Now Kingston is going to have to fight through this amount of punishment, through pain, through agony, and find a way to pull out a victory of this match. Not good.
You mentioned before about the damage to the neck and the back and the nerve damage that could be done. As I see Kingston now trying to get to a vertical base, that left arm looks like it's almost dead. He might have that nerve damage like you mentioned there, Jagged.
And that's the thing, he keeps grabbing it, he keeps clutching at it, he's having to use his right hand, and see, it's just hanging there. Oof! But that right hand is still working just fine. Oh! Like a firecracker!
I was gonna say like a gunshot, and look at the look. Tadasuke is loving this.
These men are sick. See, and usually when Eddie Kingston would throw that forearm, he'd use the left hand. Oof! Oof! Oh!
Short blast with that forearm. I don't know how much was behind that last one on Kingston.
Not much.
Kingston could be out on his feet here.
Ooh! That one woke him up. Oh! 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 Roaring forearm! He could have the man knocked out right now.
Kingston hooked the leg, but the position he's in, you saw him, they're just trying to pull the strap down. It almost seemed like it was excruciating pain there.
Removing the wrist tape, see, that is giving him a lot of trouble right now. See, Lou, as I was saying before, usually when Eddie Kingston throws those forearms, he'll use that left hand to cup the back of his opponent's neck and drive it even more into the momentum of his forearm, which makes him even more effective, which he could not do there.
And Kingston not even able to capitalize and pick his opponent up. He had to wait for Tadasuke to get to his feet to get his breath. Oh, Kingston now. Overhead belly-to-belly suplex.
And see, again, that left arm coming into play there. See, usually when you're going for a pin like that, you'll hook the outside leg so you have more leverage to pin the man's shoulders to the mat. But what he had to do was go with the inside leg with the right arm, and obviously didn't give him enough leverage to pin the man.
And also Kingston unable to put his body weight across the shoulders of Tadasuke. That definitely played into Tadasuke's ability to get out of that pinning predicament. Kingston telling the referee he's okay. I think Kingston being a little, little braggadocious here. I don't want to say that he's that type of guy, but he's not going to tell the ref, yeah, I'm in a lot of pain, you know?
The man is stubborn, but the thing is, that stubbornness is one thing that led him to becoming grand champion.
Tadasuke, flurry of offense here, second pin attempt.
Eddie Kingston just able to get that right shoulder blade off of the mat after that well-placed punch exactly where you want it to be, what they call in boxing the money spot.
That one was closer to 3 than it was to 2. Kingston getting out though, still in this contest. Tadasuke, head of steam. Kingston, head and arms. Suplex dumped Tadasuke right on his head.
No! How did Tadasuke kick out of that?
I don't know. Kingston threw him right on the top of his head. Kingston was able to hook a leg, able to get his body weight across the shoulders, but still somehow Tadasuke kicked out.
He kicked out, but as you can see, he hasn't moved since. Now he's only starting to muster up. So obviously, that suplex took a lot out of him, maybe even knocked him unconscious, but the thing is, it's just a reaction. Even if you're out cold, it's just a reaction after that 2 count to raise your shoulder off the mat. The man does not look like he's in a sound state right now.
Not sure what Kingston was saying there. It sounded like Japanese. Went for the back fist. Tadasuke back fist for the second time. Big lariat devastates Kingston.
Oh, just enough. Referee Yoshino in great position for that. He is on top of everything. He is making sure to see that Eddie Kingston can continue, that injury is not too serious to the point he cannot continue the match.
Tadasuke balling up that fist, waiting for Kingston to get to his feet, measuring him now.
Kingston is out. Kingston is out. You see the way he fell there? His legs went right, pinned the man.
Yeah, he didn't fall. He crumpled to the mat is what he did. Tadasuke having a little difficulty getting Kingston up. Back fist to the back of the head, cover.
No! Kicked out of the back fist.
And it was that left shoulder that Kingston did not have his body weight across. If he had just moved his body 2 inches to the right, this match could have very well been over.
It's not every day that you see somebody kick out of the back fist, and that just shows the cut of the jib of this young man right now. Incredible.
But you see here, Kingston seems to have a little bit more in his tank this far in the contest. Tadasuke much slower to his feet. He did just take the back fist to the back of the head. I'm surprised he's even able to get on his feet today.
Backdrop driver, no. Oh!
Leaping clothesline to the back of the head, and both men are up. It's Kingston on Dream Street, though. We're about to find out.
Oh!
Tadasuke spun him, slammed to the canvas, but Kingston somehow found the intestinal fortitude to kick out.
There is no quit in Eddie Kingston. The man does not know the words quit. You have to go in there and you have to practically kill Eddie Kingston in order to beat him.
Tadasuke was trying to pick him up, possibly into a back. Back fist scores again.
Sliding D, point of the elbow to the back of the skull. But Tadasuke will not stay down.
No way, Tadasuke's not staying down.
Backdrop driver. That has to be it. Kingston is giving him his best right here. And that was enough to do it.
It doesn't get any more hard fought than that.